Archangel Michael says, there's a storm behind the silence you felt from someone who once held your heart. They did not vanish because the love disappeared. In fact, the intensity of their love grew beyond control. What you are about to discover will change the way you see everything that happened between you both. They loved you so much that it frightened them. Not because of you, but because of how vulnerable it made them feel in a world that's already betrayed them before. So instead of staying and facing the fire, they pulled away hoping the distance would protect you. Their plan was never to stay gone forever. They watched you from afar, aching every night, feeling every heartbeat that still echoed with your name. But something happened recently, something that is going to bring everything out into the open. Archangel Michael says, they received a sign that you were being emotionally tested by someone else. The thought of you moving on without closure shook them to the core. And now, they are preparing to do something that will shock you deeply. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They had conversations with someone about you just days ago. They spoke your name with tears in their eyes, admitting they made a mistake by letting their fear overpower the love. But even more, they revealed a secret they've been hiding since the last time you both spoke. They believed they weren't good enough for you. This belief became a wall between their actions and their emotions. Instead of standing tall beside you, they let their insecurities convince them that stepping back was an act of love. Now they realize that walking away hurt both of you. And the pain has created a distance that they're now desperate to cross. They are planning to appear again, but in a way you least expect. Comment if you feel something shifting already. Because their energy is already moving toward you like a wave. And soon, that wave will crash into your life with raw truths and untold feelings. Type Amen to get blessing 444. They saved every message you sent them. When you thought they were ignoring you, they were actually reading your words every night before sleep. They whispered your name in prayer and regret, asking for time to reset itself. Archangel Michael says, divine timing was at play during all this silence. You were meant to grow stronger during this separation. But now, the wheel has turned and their return is no longer just a possibility, it's a divine command. Someone close to them recently asked them why they still were something you gifted. They couldn't lie. They simply said, because I've never stopped loving them. That confession wasn't made to you directly, but it was a ripple effect. That ripple is heading straight for your life. And it's going to open a portal to a conversation that you've waited too long to have. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They may have smiled on the outside, but deep within, they were aching. They've cried in secret over the way they treated you, afraid to face their own reflection. But the truth is, no one has ever come close to the connection you two share. Even the people they tried to distract themselves with couldn't replace you. They kept comparing others to you and realizing how deep they had already fallen for you. They didn't walk away because they didn't care, they walked away because they cared too much. They feared you would see their brokenness and turn away. So they tried to beat you to it, pulling back before you could reject them. But now they see the mistake wasn't in loving you, it was in running from you. Archangel Michael says, they are preparing to stand before you soon. But this time, without masks, without shields, without pretending. Because their love for you has turned into something undeniable. Type Amen to get blessing 666. They are writing something for you. A letter, a message, maybe even a song, something that contains all the words they couldn't say. You will feel their emotions pouring through every word, every line. They dream about the day they get to explain everything. They've even practiced it in their head 100 times. But nothing can prepare you for what they're about to say face to face. They're scared you've moved on. They worry that the silence they gave you became too loud, too painful. Still, they believe there's a small light left flickering in your heart for them. Comment, I believe, if that light still exists within you. Because that belief is calling them closer, moment by moment. They are starting to feel the pull, the magnet of your soul drawing them back. Type Amen to get blessing 777. They were warned not to fall for you. But their heart didn't listen. And once it did, there was no turning back. Someone they trusted even told them you were not ready for love like theirs. But deep down, they knew no one else could ever fit the mold the way you do. You weren't just a chapter in their story, you were the turning point. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. They watched you rise in strength even when they couldn't be there to support you. And that made them feel even more ashamed of their absence. But it also made them admire you more than ever. Archangel Michael says, you are not alone in this heartache. Their spirit visits yours more than you realize. Even in your dreams, their energy reaches for your hand. Type Amen to get blessing 888. They have your photo hidden in a special place. Sometimes they stare at it, whispering apologies into the air. They've imagined hundreds of ways to make things right, but still hesitate. That hesitation is about to break. A recent event in their life has awakened their urgency to return. Something happened that made them realize time is running out. Their silence wasn't peace, it was punishment. They punish themselves every day for not being brave enough to fight for you. But now they're realizing that running doesn't heal, it only delays destiny. Comment, I'm ready, if you feel this return is close. Because the energy is building, and their presence is inching nearer with every breath. This message has reached you now because they are finally coming home, to the heart they abandoned. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Archangel Michael says, they are being divinely nudged to make a move. Angels have whispered your name in their dreams. They've started noticing signs everywhere, your initials, your favorite color, the song you both loved. They've tried to pretend it's coincidence, but deep down they know, it's a message. One that says, go back. Make things right. Time is shorter than you think. And they are listening. They want to start over, but only if you'll let them explain. They are not the same person who walked away. They've grown, they've wept, and they've realized that their place was always beside you. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. Their heart is full, but their mouth is trembling. Soon, you'll receive a message, or even a visit, that will bring tears to your eyes. But those tears won't be just from pain, they'll be a mixture of healing and closure. They're not expecting you to understand it all right away. But they're hoping you'll feel their truth. Because even after all this time, their love for you hasn't aged, it's only deepened. They are not asking for perfection, only a chance to reconnect. Not to restart where things ended, but to rebuild something new with old love. They're finally learning what you always knew: true love doesn't just disappear. Comment, I accept healing, if you're open to what's next. Because this time, things won't break, they'll bloom. And what's coming will bring your heart the peace it's been aching for. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. They are rehearsing what they want to say to you. Their hands tremble just thinking of your reaction, wondering if you'll smile, cry, or turn away. But they know now, running is no longer an option. The moment they chose silence, they planted regret. It grew every day they didn't hear your voice. And now that regret has become too heavy to carry alone. They've spoken to someone spiritual, maybe a guide, maybe a healer. They confessed everything, and that person told them the truth: you were the one. Not just a phase, not just an experience, but the one. Archangel Michael says, the pain of separation has been necessary for a sacred reunion. The universe had to reshape you both so that when you reunite, you do so with strength, not fear. And that moment is coming faster than you expect. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. They have cleared out a drawer in their home that once held memories of you. Now, instead of hiding them, they've arranged everything again, with intention, not avoidance. It's their way of inviting your energy back into their space. You're going to feel their presence more strongly in the coming days. They will appear in your dreams. They may even cross your path suddenly, as if fate choreographed it all. They once believed silence would protect your heart. But they now see, it only left scars. And they want to be the one to heal them, if you'll let them. Comment, I release the past, if your heart still longs for this closure. Because only with release can new light enter. And this love is begging for a second sunrise. Type Amen to get blessing 1414. They've started writing in a journal again, only this time it's all about you. Not complaints, not confusion, but memories, confessions, and prayers for redemption. It's their way of stitching the torn pages of your love story back together. They are imagining a day when they can sit with you in silence and feel peace. No tension, no regret, just understanding. And the kind of love that's not loud, but deeply certain. They remember the way you used to look at them. That look haunts them, because no one has looked at them that way since. And that's how they knew, they had to come back. Archangel Michael says, this reconnection will not be forced. It will happen naturally, beautifully, divinely. And when it does, everything will make sense. Type Amen to get blessing 1515. You're not crazy for still feeling them. You're not weak for still hoping. You're simply responding to a soul connection that never broke. Even when you tried to let go, something in you held on. That something was your higher self, knowing the journey wasn't finished. Knowing that love, when pure, always finds its way home. They had to lose you to understand your worth. They had to taste emptiness to crave your presence. Now they're ready to earn back every piece they lost. Comment, love is returning, if you feel the pull too. Because energy doesn't lie, and love like this doesn't fade. It transforms, it waits, and then it comes back stronger. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. They fear you'll be cold when they return. They fear you've locked your heart away. But they're willing to risk it all, just to hear your voice again. They want to take responsibility for the silence. They no longer want to hide behind confusion or fear. They want to be transparent, even if it means crying in front of you. They are stepping into your world again, slowly, nervously. They may like your posts, ask mutual friends about you, or send a message soon. They're trying to read the energy before they fully leap. Archangel Michael says, prepare your heart, because something beautiful is approaching. Something unexpected, but long overdue. A conversation that will change everything. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. They've seen your pain, even from afar. They felt your energy shift, your heart shield itself. And that broke them more than they ever let on. This isn't about reliving the past. It's about creating a future from truth, not avoidance. They want to show you who they've become. They are not the same broken soul who left you in the dark. They've done inner work, healing, reflection. And now, they're ready to face you, not as a ghost, but as someone alive in love again. Comment, I am ready to hear the truth, if your heart is open. Because the truth is arriving, and it's more honest than you expect. It's the kind of truth that sets both souls free. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. Soon, your phone will light up with a message that carries all the weight of their heart. It may come at an odd hour, but you'll know it's meant to be opened. And once you do, your heart will know, it was never over. That message may begin with an apology or a memory. But it will end with an invitation, one that only you can answer. They won't beg, but they will bare their soul. They are already nervous. They've typed and deleted a message to you more times than they can count. But now, their soul is stronger than their fear. Archangel Michael says, forgiveness is the bridge between you and your divine connection. This isn't about going back, it's about stepping forward with truth. And truth will set love free. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. They know this might be their last chance. Not because your heart is closed, but because life doesn't pause for regrets. And they refuse to let another day pass without letting you know how deeply they love you. They are nervous you've been comforted by someone else. But even if that's true, they still feel your soul hasn't let go of theirs. They believe in what you both shared, and they are willing to rebuild from scratch if needed. They may not ask for forgiveness right away. But they will offer you clarity, honesty, and an open heart. That alone will speak louder than any apology. Comment, I'm open to divine love, if your spirit still holds space for healing. Because that space is the fertile soil where reconciliation blooms. And soon, that flower will rise from the silence. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. They've been in places that reminded them of you. Certain smells, songs, places, they all hold your echo. Even in their happiest moments, they found something missing, and that something was you. They pretended to be strong, to move on. But they realized that strength isn't running, it's staying. And now, they want to stay, if you'll let them. They have carried your name like a sacred prayer. Not spoken often, but always felt in the silence. That silence is finally breaking. Archangel Michael says, this moment was written in your soul contract. And no matter how long it took, it was always destined. Because true love doesn't operate on the clock, it flows in divine rhythm. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. They've changed. Not in their essence, but in the way they view love, responsibility, and presence. They're no longer afraid of vulnerability, they're embracing it. You'll notice it in the way they speak, the way they look at you. There will be no blame, only accountability. No excuses, only truth. They want to know if there's still a door open in your heart. They won't knock down walls, but they will knock gently. And this time, they'll wait for your answer with patience. Comment, I welcome truth, if you sense their energy drawing near. Because that welcome is the beacon they've been searching for. And they're finally close enough to see it. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. They'll tell you about the nights they cried alone. About the memories they replayed like a movie with no ending. And how they whispered your name into the darkness, hoping it would echo back. They aren't coming to disturb your peace, they want to add to it. They've spent time in solitude, facing themselves. And what they saw was someone who still deeply, genuinely, profoundly loves you. They're not perfect, but they're willing to be real. They're not here to relive the past, but to honor it and build a better present. One rooted in growth, awareness, and a love that never gave up. Archangel Michael says, this reconnection is not for chaos, it's for divine correction. The heartache had a purpose. And now, healing is arriving with every beat. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. They want to sit with you under the stars and speak all the words they buried. They want to hold your hand without fear, without pretending. They want to feel the warmth of your forgiveness, even if it takes time. They've thought about your laugh. About how it made everything feel okay, even when life was stormy. They miss that sound more than they ever thought possible. Even their friends noticed how their energy shifted when you left. They lost a glow that only you gave them. And now, they want to find it again, with you. Comment, I'm ready to receive divine timing, if your spirit feels what's unfolding. Because this is not coincidence, it's divine alignment. And that alignment is now unlocking the next chapter. Type Amen to get blessing 2424. They'll speak of all the what-ifs that haunted them. What if they had stayed? What if they had trusted you instead of running from you? They know those questions can't change the past. But they can shape a new path forward. And they're hoping to walk it hand in hand with you. You may be hesitant, and that's okay. They're not expecting everything at once. They just want a chance to prove their heart is true. Archangel Michael says, give yourself permission to feel again. Because what's coming is not a mistake. It's a reward for every tear, every lonely night, every silent prayer. Type Amen to get blessing 2525. The reunion won't be loud, it'll be soft, steady, sacred. It may start with a look, a touch, or a message. But what follows will be profound healing. They'll see you differently now, not as someone to protect from their flaws, but someone to grow beside. They want to create new memories, not relive the old. And this time, they'll be present in every moment. You were never forgotten. You were never replaceable. You were always the answer they were too afraid to claim. Comment, I'm stepping into divine union, if this message reaches your heart. Because your love story isn't over, it's only been paused. And now, it's ready to begin again. Type Amen to get blessing 2626. They have felt the weight of their silence like chains around their soul. Every day without you became a lesson in what real love costs when it's left unanswered. But now they are choosing courage over fear, love over pride, and truth over silence. They've been watching your growth, your strength, your transformation. It inspired them, but also made them nervous, wondering if they still deserve a place in your life. But deep inside, they know their heart still beats in sync with yours. They are done hiding behind the mask of, I'm fine. They are ready to strip it all down and tell you the raw truth. That they loved you then, love you now, and never stopped. Archangel Michael says, divine timing is finally opening the locked doors between your hearts. You both had to be broken so the light could seep in. Now you are ready, not to repeat history, but to write a new one. Type Amen to get blessing 2727. They may stumble over their words when they see you again. Because this isn't just another moment, it's the one they've waited for in silence. The one they prayed for even when they doubted they'd ever get the chance. You'll see the truth in their eyes. A truth that no words can mask. The kind of truth that only comes from deep, soul-aching love. They will look at you like you're a miracle. Because to them, you are. You always were. Comment, I feel their love returning, if your soul is starting to feel the shift. Because your heart knows before your mind can understand. And your spirit already recognizes what's coming. Type Amen to get blessing 2828. They once believed time would erase the feelings. But time only carved your name deeper into their spirit. Now they can no longer pretend. They've been listening to songs that remind them of you. Some of them make them smile, some make them cry. But all of them lead back to the one truth, they still love you. They want to build something that's not just romantic, but eternal. They've envisioned mornings with you, simple talks, shared silences, sacred peace. Not grand gestures, but consistent presence. Archangel Michael says, the healing you seek is not in forgetting, but in forgiving. And the love that's returning to you has passed through fire, pain, and reflection. Now it's ready to bloom with purity and intention. Type Amen to get blessing 2929. They are ready to speak without filters. To say everything they buried out of fear. To admit they were wrong, but that they never stopped believing in you. You'll hear sincerity in every word they say. Not manipulation, not confusion, just truth. And that truth will strike your soul with familiarity. They may ask you to walk with them. Not as a couple right away, but as two souls rediscovering the magic between them. As two people brave enough to start again. Comment, my soul is ready, if you feel their return aligning with divine will. Because what's returning to you is not just love, it's purpose. And this time, nothing will come between it. Type Amen to get blessing 3030. You have been prepared for this day. The silence you endured was training for your heart's strength. The ache was shaping you to receive something real, something rooted. You are not stepping back into the same story, you're writing a new chapter. One where love is not confused, but certain. One where hearts speak clearly and stay even when it's hard. They now understand your worth more than ever before. Not because you told them, but because they lived without it. And that absence was the loudest teacher. Archangel Michael says, your destiny was never to be left wondering. It was to rise, to be loved wholly, and to receive a return that is sacred. And now, that return is in motion. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. You will feel a peace come over you before they reach out. That peace is the signal, the energetic confirmation that the healing has begun. It's not imagination, it's alignment. They will ask you for time, but not for distance. They want to grow beside you, not without you. They want to earn your trust again, one moment at a time. You are not who you were when they left. You are stronger, wiser, more radiant. And they see that now, they admire it, and they want to match it. Comment, I rise with divine love, if you are ready to step into the new. Because your story is turning, and the pages ahead are filled with grace. And love is being rewritten in your favor. Type Amen to get blessing 3232. They are gathering the courage. In the coming days, signs will appear. Synchronicities, memories, even unexpected messages that confirm what your spirit already knows. They are being pulled to you not by guilt, but by soul recognition. The kind that doesn't fade, even after months of silence. The kind that angels themselves protect. You will not need to beg, chase, or question. Because what's yours by divine decree will return in divine timing. And this time, it will stay. Archangel Michael says, prepare for restoration, redemption, and reconnection. You didn't lose them, you both just needed time to grow into the love you truly deserve. And now, that love is ready to knock on your door. Type Amen to get blessing 3333.